Oh, that's a nice look. Is that a bathrobe? That's a
No.
That's nice. It's Al Jackson. He's got on a V-neck T-shirt and a very nice. Looks like a smoking jacket, Al.
Look, Tom. I'm trying to enter my Hugh Hefner phase. It's not going to last as long as Hughes did. I feel like that didn't end well, but I want to have like my mid to late 40s be pretty much a lot of smoking jackets and pipe filled with non-tobacco.
Yeah, it really does look like kind of a Hef thing.
Pocket square, no less.
Yeah, the V-neck T-shirt's kind of throwing me though.
Why?
Well, that's because you have to be getting out of a Lamborghini for this outfit to make sense.
Yes.
That is nothing about Al's outfit is anything you would have anything to do with. Nothing. Not anything. That is like the exact opposite of Tom Griswold fashion, right?
Yeah, the V-neck under a sports jacket is very in.
It is.
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
I thought it was supposed to be a regular T-shirt like Don Johnson or the Frankenstein
Well,
monster.
now see what you got.
You can rock a V-neck.
You got to hold like a 50-year-old reference here is what you got.
I mean, older than that because
I have a question because it's weird. We're talking about Don Johnson and made me think of Miami Vice. Me and my girl were rewatching Narcos, and it's weird in those, and even when I was watching New Jack City last week, which was made in the I think 89 or 90. There are people using Uzis, and I remember growing up that was every bad guy had like an Uzi, like out of the but I never see them anymore. Where did they go? Are they like super illegal? Like
weren't those invented by the Israeli army? I don't know.
Yeah, they're definitely. Maybe Israel's just keeping a tighter grip on.
Those are ours. What is the current gun of choice? The Glock.
I would say the Glock, but the AR-15 is like what everybody knows. You know, it's like I feel like the AR-15 is like the Uzi of. I remember I had a water gun that was shaped like an Uzi, and it was like an automatic.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Remember, like Uzis were like the gun for like Miami Kingpin henchmen drug dealers.
You're exactly right. They were in like every
the official
80s.
gun for every studio.
You could always tell because they were circumcised in the tip. And it was Al in Miami Vice, and once again the Frankenstein monster wore a traditional T-shirt, and I always liked the fact that the Frankenstein monster wore that because it wore the sport coat.
Yeah.
He could dine at any restaurant.
Yeah, it was classy. Yeah. And he never gets enough credit for that.
Frank would like the caprese salad.
Hey, could you blow that candle out? He doesn't care for that.
Al Jackson is one of the featured hosts of DBL, the Daily Blast Live. You can watch that on a TV station.
Al, you mentioned New Jack City, and I rewatched that recently. I remember there was a giant controversy when it came out. There were some issues at different movie theaters, but that is a solid movie, isn't it?
You know what's so weird about that is because I'm showing my girl, and obviously she's seeing it for the first time, and we are all, and even folks listen, we are all people of a certain age. You know how like you go to throw on a movie, your favorite movie for like your kid or like somebody, and it plays, and you can just tell early on, it's like, oh, this isn't as funny as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Yeah.
New Jack City holds. Like it's strange. There's some moments where Ice-T's acting should just be called line readings,
right?
But other than that, it really holds up. And you know what's so interesting about that, Josh? I was looking at it, and it was like this weird flashback to my past and reality. Where they take over an apartment complex, and they're selling drugs out of there, and what they do is like you have to buzz in. You give your ID, you go through another door, they give you the drugs, and you walk out the back door. And I was like, that's the exact same setup as every marijuana dispensary here in Denver and all over the country.
No kid.
It's the same thing.
Wow.
The same thing. It's just like not in a terrifying apartment complex, which you walk in. Right. And it's like I had this weird, when they buzzed me in, and it was this big metal door, I was like, this is exactly what New Jack City was. You go in there, the product is in there. You purchase it, and you walk out of a separate door, and you're just outside. It's just it's really great. They were ahead of their time.
Yeah.
No, well, isn't New Jack City a form of music? Wasn't that a real big deal?
What?
Yeah.
It was like the New Jack Swing. They what was that group, Blackstreet, which they had that song?
Oh yeah.
I like the way you work it.
No diggity.
No diggity.
Yeah.
That song, Tom, to black men like my father that were in their 50s when that came out, early 60s, Like that was their jam in a way that you cannot. My dad used to drive me and my friends home from basketball practice and be like just commenting on it like in real time, like a YouTube video, like he likes the way she works it. No diggity, no doubt.
Tom,
I would have paid money to be in the back of that car and heard that commentary. I love that. Love that.
He only liked a few songs, Josh, and like anytime I hear that song, I think about my dad. That man loved that song, bro.
Hey, Al, have you watched Snowfall on FX?
I haven't. I wondered if do you guys start getting this intimidating thing where you're like, I'm 5 seasons behind. I can't. I gotta wait till I break my leg.
Well, no, yeah, they're all
gotta be
on
something where you're stationary.
Right, it's overwhelming. Yeah,
they're all on Hulu, and there are 5 seasons on Hulu right now, and the 6th season starts in a couple weeks, so you could catch up easily. It's
I got some flights coming up, so I can knock that out, and I feel like it'll be good. It'll be good because we were talking about Miami Vice earlier, and it's like one thing they always show like, oh, Miami Vice, these cops, but as we were talking a second ago, I was like, wait a second. That was a huge failure.
Yeah.
Cocaine was everywhere. They did nothing. It's called the city of Miami. How did that happen?
Yeah.
But they looked cool.
Like,
that was important.
Where do we think Miami? Everybody's like, Miami's a sleepy beach town, and all of a sudden they have 4 sports teams. How did that happen, guys?
We're speaking with Al Jackson, former Miami resident.
Crockett and Tubbs.
Yeah.
You did nothing.
Now, Al is here to improve my language skills on the street.
That never has hasn't worked so far, but we
Al,
appreciate the effort.
what have you got there? I'm trying my best. Let me see if I can get a little bit hipper.
Tom, I don't want to put any pressure on you, but I got my clock here. I got it set to 15 seconds, Tom. And in 15 seconds, I'd like you to not tell me, but talk to the world. We're on the radio. Give them 3 other slang terms for cops. You're on the clock.
Oh, okay.
The popo.
Yes.
Wait a minute. One of them.
5.
What's the number?
You got
5-0.
There you go.
Popo 5-0. Is fuzz still happening?
I mean, I think it counts. It's not current, nor is Johnny Law.
Johnny Law.
I wasn't ready for Johnny Law, which is my personal favorite now. But like, Tom, I will give you fuzz. You're right. I did not say what era. I didn't say that you could be a Scottish beat cop from the 30s. But yes, you can use the fuzz. Now, Tom, while we're talking slang, man, indulge me for a second. The poet laureate, Mos Def, rapper, had a line about a woman's rear end. And he said that it was so fat that you could see it from where?
I love this.
It was so fat she could see it?
You could see it.
You could see it. From where would you be situated where you could see this amazing?
What is your vantage point?
Wow. So it's clearly distant in some way.
Well,
let's not try to get a hint. Where could you see it from?
Thank you, Chick.
Where would you be where you could be? Boy, I'm stumped here. You could see it from the moon. No.
You're much closer than that. It's not a matter of distance so much as it is
perspective.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her ass is so fat. You could see it from. I don't know. I have no idea.
Josh, help him out.
The front.
Oh, wow, that's clever.
Oh, wow, that's clever, is Tom's response.
That is very
Isn't that
nice.
awesome?
It's awesome. Yeah.
That is great.
When you can look at the front of a woman and go, she's got a big ass. That's amazing.
And it's a thing. It sounds like, oh, it's a clever thing to say, but like there's some special ones. Some LeBrons that didn't play basketball. You know? And it's a real thing. It's rare, but like this is such a weird story. But I was in Louisville years ago, down there for the Derby, and this is when Subway first started selling their breakfast stuff. I don't know if they still do, but I went in there because they were giving them away free to try and get people to know they sold breakfast. And I walked in, and there was 2 attendants there, like 6 a.m, and the conversation they were having, the one female Subway employee said to the other, she goes, and he wasn't coming for this. And she pointed to her face. She goes, he was coming for this. And she pointed, and she had a wonderful rear end.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I walked right into that conversation. And they were just like, welcome to Subway. I was like, nah, dog, we continue in this conversation. yeah. We can't have a regular back and forth now. 6:11 in the morning, you're talking about, you know that your ass is a magnet.
As they say, baby's got back. I do know that one.
Oh, sure.
Of course.
That's it.
Of course. Gumshoe. Does that still count for cops?
That's more of a detective, private eye almost kind of thing.
Smokey. Is that still a thing?
I think Smokey's is state troopers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the hats.
Yeah, he's clearly hitting.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like
right.
Smokey Bear. Yeah, okay. I'm
Does
sorry.
anybody remember the black cop in Dukes of Hazzard? He was like he was in like one episode a season when they would get out like near the city limits. Does anybody remember? We have to, somebody get on this, because I'm not making this up. There was a black cop in the Dukes of Hazzard, but he was like, he just hung out around the periphery.
Okay. Huh. No. I don't remember.
Can someone, Jess, can you look that up so I don't.
It says it's Don Colley, DonColley, and it says black cop on Dukes of Hazzard. yeah, that's exactly right.
That when I was a little kid watching the Dukes of Hazzard in the 80s, that's what we called representation.
He was
The fact that you have to look it up, some obscure internet fact.
Al. He played Sheriff Little in the TV series Dukes of Hazzard. There he is.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
He was a sheriff.
Does
no
it say
less.
how many episodes he appeared in?
It does not say that.
13.
Well, hey,
There you go,
that's
13.
we have time for one more word, please. Al, what have you got?
Oh, Tom, well, if we only have time for one word, why don't you just tell me what the word twisty is, and then we'll just walk off like another home run.
That's right. Twisty.
It's either it's a hairstyle thing, right? You get twisties in your head, isn't that it? No. Is it a joint?
In your head.
A
Yes,
twisty?
Tom. Yes. We're getting fired up over
Yeah, he
here.
is.
Look how excited Al is. You got that.
This is like, it's starting to like Tom is starting to you know those like movies where they have to teach like a robot how to be human.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it takes a while, but then after a while, like the robot starts to learn how to give high fives and things like that. Like that's where Tom is in the.
We're at
he's
the
in
end
his
of the
little top
montage.
two phase.
Yeah, I was thinking about the reason I got that. I was thinking about your terms, a slang for the police, and I was thinking about Barney from the Andy Griffith Show.
Right.
And then there's a bit we play where he goes, "Hey, twist up a fatty."
Okay.
So
well,
that's
true,
where I
too.
got
we
it.
didn't ask you to show your work.
Isn't Twisty also a hairstyle?
Twists.
Yeah, Jess, this is your line.
Is that still a thing? Kind of like short dreadlocks? No.
Yeah, just twists.
Or twists? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
twists.
Very good. Did you ever do the dreadlock thing, Al?
No, I never did the twisting. You know, I was just with my homie Hannibal last week or 2 weeks ago, and he has them now. And I'm like, man, I should have done that, but now mine would be gray and weird, so I can't.
No, I think they look better. I like
I
them
look like an
gray.
all-star.
No. Or a professor, yeah.
Al Jackson is our guest. Al is going to be hitting the road. It sounds like we'll find out where you're going to be live in person doing stand-up comedy. You can also watch Al DBL, Daily Blast
Right.
Live, and watch him turn Al loose on some very serious topics. It's always a pleasure, Al. Thank you so much.
Hey, I love you guys so much. Next week, let's do it.
All right. Thanks, Al. See you, man.
Bye.